Hey guys, my name is Angelia and welcome back to my channel and happy night before Halloween. Hopefully this will go up on time. It's gonna be a pretty long video because it is about 40 minutes. I even cut out a few segments that I didn't feel were too important to this entire build, and it's still pretty darn long. And it's even at like 600% in like speed. So here we go. I am building the house from the movie Paranormal Activity. I am building it from the very first movie based off of the house that Mika and Katie stayed in. So that's what we're doing right here. It looks like I was looking at the roof probably. I had pictures up on my other screen. I was trying to figure out this roof situation and it would just... roofing in The Sims is still hard. There are certain like styles of roofs that you can't do as easily, and their roof was one of them. So I improvised a little bit. You'll see what I mean once I actually finish the roof. Yeah, and at this point I was just trying to get the general shape of the house going here, and I think I did an okay job for the most part. It almost seems slow for 600%. Like, I know it's moving super quickly, but I think it's just because I'm paranoid because the video is so long. But I'm trying to also make a little garage section because they do have a garage in the front of their house and all of that fun stuff, so that's what we're doing right here. And picking out various colors and all of that. I was trying to pick out like, you know, like little slats to make it look like a garage without using the garage thing that we got with like City Living. But you know, I was just kind of improvising and going with what worked at this point. So here I am looking like, I think I'm picking... Yeah, the windows. I was having so many issues with the windows for the garage. I finally settled on these ones, as you can probably tell. Because I thought those worked really well for like a garage type setting. I just wish they either had more little box thingies or no box thingies. Because you see at like the end of those windows, I mean we're past it now, but the end of those windows have like a little box. I wish they would have them more incrementally and not, you know, askew, but that's fine. That's just me being OCD, or rather having an intense case of OCD that is kind of a problem. But you know, that's okay. So I'm also trying to pick out windows here. The reason I decided to do this house is because A, it's a real house, so it does make it a little bit easier for me to base things off of, instead of like a movie set house, because sometimes those houses can be a little bit difficult to see, like certain angles and like where a bedroom is and stuff like that, unless there's like an actual floor plan for that specific movie house. But this luckily is a real house. It was shot at the director's house, Oren Pelly, I think that's how you say his name. It was shot at his house, which I believe it was for sale a few years ago, or still is for sale, something like that. Whatever, that's besides the point. But I thought it would be a fun thing, and Paranormal Activity was on TV about 2 weeks ago now, because I've been working on this for a while, and I was like, you know what, that would be a really fun house to make for like Halloween time. So I made it, and here we are. I think I did an okay job. Some of the rooms were improvised, if only because you don't really get a good viewpoint of it, you don't really know what it is, or you know, it's a garage, we don't have cars, and so I kind of made a makeshift garage with you know, the cheat to unlock the world items, so that helped significantly. Man, I spent a longer time on this, on like the structure of the house than I thought I did. Like, I feel like I've spent 10 years on this house and we're only a few minutes in. But in reality, it did take me quite a bit to actually get this the way I wanted it to be. I was having such issues with this. I really wanted to raise the entire lot, and kind of make those pathways different heights, but it's a little bit difficult to do because, you know, like the ground and everything, and then it kind of pushes the entire house back a bit, and I didn't want to do that, so that's why that isn't this way for this particular build, although I would have greatly liked to have done it. So just know that it was a thing. I tested it off screen actually. I was trying to play with like little pavement markers or whatever, and it just didn't work out very well for me. So, you know, here I am trying to pick out some trees. I was gonna do palms because in the actual movie they have a lot of palm trees because it was shot in California. but I felt like it just didn't fit in with Willow Creek too well, and that's where I built this house, so I decided to go for more, I guess, traditional Willow Creeky type looking things, which, I mean, it works. It looks okay. I was having a lot of issues with the tree in the front because I didn't want to cut through that little, like, pop-out section, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers, so we did it this way. We did use, like, the skinny tree that didn't have, like, a lot of fluff from the leaves. I don't know if leaves can be fluffy, but they're fluffy now, apparently, because that's how my brain works. And I added little things under that little pop-out part just to kind of make it look like it was braced, you know? If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. So, you know, same difference. And of course, naturally, my mother has to text me in the middle of doing stuff because it wouldn't be a video if she didn't anymore. Another reason why my videos have been spotty. I was playing around with different pavement things just because I wasn't sure if I really liked that, but I was like, okay, you know what, it's a driveway, it needs to look like a driveway, not be cute little, like, tippy-tappy pavement markers or whatnot, so, you know. Oh, you know what I think I didn't do? I think I didn't add... Oh, no, I did, because I cloned it. Never mind. You'll see later in the video, I do add, like, another roof part to the back of the house, and I wasn't sure if I had done the roof trim or not, but I cloned something, or, like, I copied it or whatever, so it should be there. It should be fine. Anyway, looks like I'm doing more, you know, plants, because I really... Okay, it's funny, because I used to really enjoy doing, like, the interior decorating of houses in The Sims, and now I really enjoy doing landscaping, and I don't know why. Maybe it was a sign of my age? I don't know. Yeah, I decided to move the house back a little bit. You know, just... yawn time. Give myself a little bit more room. And, I don't know, it felt better to me to have it pushed back just a tiny bit there. And on the side of the house, they have, like, this giant planter box type thing, so that's what I was creating here. Later on, you will see me pull it all the way back through the back of the house, because that is how it's set up in the movie and in the actual house. So I do that. I had a bit of an issue with the fence when it came to this, and I think it's probably my own fault. But you know what, it works. It just looks a little bit weird. If you ignore it, it's fine. You'll see once we get there. The fence post kind of sticks out a little bit like a sore thumb, but that's okay. Yeah. So I am just adding in some flowers and stuff, trying to make it look a little bit more like an actual house, you know, lived in and all of that fun stuff. Also, I was having an issue with the fence here, if you couldn't tell. Oh my god, I can't stop yawning. I haven't been sleeping that much, so I am just drained and exhausted constantly. But here I am using some terrain tools, because that part of the house is a little bit elevated and lifted with all the plants and stuff inside of there, so I wanted to make sure that was a thing, but obviously I wanted to flatten out kind of around the garage area, because that just made sense to me. I think I also put the mailbox outside. Oh man, I spent a long time outside, didn't I? Like, I'm just looking at, like, breezing through the footage in Adobe right now, and we still have a little bit more of outside left. Like, another good, like, 2 to 3 minutes left outside. But hey, then we move inside. And yeah, I'm happy with the way it turned out. Once I started getting the furniture in there and kind of painting the walls and sort of situating things, when I was just going, when I was just kind of going through it, it felt like the house. Like, it was kind of this weird, eerie feeling. If you don't know, I love horror movies, so that is another reason this house got made. I absolutely adore horror movies, probably like one of my favorite genres. I'm not big into, like, rom-coms or romance movies much at all. I think they're all kind of the same in a lot of the ways. There obviously are those exceptions that I like, but yeah, I'm much more of a horror, adventure, superhero kind of girl. So this is, like, way more my bread and butter here is horror than anything cute and sappy. But yeah, I'm very pleased with the way this came out. I think, was it last year? No, I don't think I recorded it all last year. But I made the house from Halloween, the Michael Myers house, which that was a lot of fun too. This one obviously has more detail. But yeah, as I was going through it, just felt like the movie. in a weird way. It was kind of eerie. Now, I know this film franchise isn't probably the best loved, especially, it's kind of like the Saw thing, where like the first one was good, and then they kind of overkilled it, no pun intended, but it was just too much of a good thing. It's like, okay, well, we made a lot of money off it, and people liked it, so let's, you know, continue to make it 50,000 more times, but you don't need to do that, you know? Oh, these stairs. They gave me so many issues. I actually wound up fixing the stairs off camera, which you'll eventually see, and I kind of like wiggle my camera back and forth to kind of show that, hey, I fixed it, because it was giving me so much, like, there was so much hassle involved with these stairs that I didn't want to keep recording it as I was having issues with it, because it would have been probably like a 20-minute segment even sped up of me dealing with the stupid stairs. So I decided not to do that. But they do eventually get fixed. You know, it's a thing, but yeah, the layout itself also gave me some problems, and again, this is something that I do kind of fix off camera. You'll see me fiddling with it a little bit on camera, but because I got so frustrated and I knew it was going to take me a while to kind of figure out exactly where I needed to put things or needed to carve out walls or whatnot, I did do it off camera only because I wanted to save time in the video, which was probably a good call for me, considering how long this video is going to be even without that part, and it didn't feel like super important to have included, you know, like it just wasn't at the top of my priority list. So I'm creating a hallway, obviously scattering lights everywhere so I can personally see. I think I actually had to turn on like a few more lights in my room so I could see it properly because it was just dark. I don't typically do a lot of dark colors in my Sims houses. I tend to keep things pretty light and simple, or very colorful. I don't tend to do like dark woods or dark furniture. That's just not me in general. Like as a person, I prefer white furniture and, you know, I don't know, I like things to be bright and airy. I don't know if that makes sense. Just pretend that Angelia makes sense sometimes. Except for right now, apparently. But like as I'm glancing around, like my nightstand is white, my desk is white, even like my case for my PC is white, my keyboard used to be white and then it stopped working properly. It still works. My unicorn keyboard still works. If anyone remembers my unicorn keyboard, it works. It's just it didn't work very well for games anymore because it was so faulty. But I still use it time to time with my laptop. But yeah, I tend to like bright colors. I don't know. Apparently I don't do adulting right, because most adults tend to like, you know, darker, woody type colors, and that's just not me. Anyway, so this is another issue I was having with these stinking stairs, was that I knew the wall needed to be pushed back quite a bit. I mean, you will see me eventually fix those archways, because there's actually an archway that leads into the living room. It just kind of, the half wall just kind of curves around where the couch is and by the kitchen. So that does get fixed. Windows were also giving me a hassle. I do think I should stick with this window. Here I am just trying to pick. Yeah, at this point, I'm just kind of placing items to where I know they need to be. Also, their front door is kind of elevated in the movie, and then like the rest of the house is basically sunken in. But I didn't want to remove the flooring from the actual house in this build, if only because it creates a weird lighting thing. Like, I don't know if anyone else has removed foundations or whatnot outside of houses to do like a sunken in living room, but it removes the lighting from that area, so it becomes really dark, and I didn't want to do that. Plus, I would have had to sync the entire house, which would have been a hassle, and I didn't want to do it. So just pretend that the front door entryway thing it was just like a little square of it is actually lifted up, even though it's not in reality, but we can pretend. Yeah, this entire entry section kind of gets changed around a bit. Again, I'm mostly just placing things down just to kind of see where they go, and trying to get an idea of how much space I need. Usually I end up building my houses too big, so I was doing my best to not do that this time. I was trying to, you know, keep it simple. But there were some areas that needed to be expanded, there were some that needed to be shrunk, so I do kind of modify things quite a bit. For anyone who does like scary movies or horror movies and whatnot, what's your favorite one? I want to know, because I'm a huge horror fan, so like, Okay. I'm not a big Halloween fan, like the holiday Halloween. Like, I like it. It's okay. I used to like it a lot more as a kid, you know, when you dressed up, and now I'm just old and I don't bother. Because I have nowhere to go, so it's like, what's the point? I did dress up at work last year, though, because I was working quite a bit around that time. It was when I was working double shifts daily from, like, probably mid-October through January. They had me on a double every day. So I did dress up for that, and I was sweating because I wore my Hogwarts gear, and it was not enjoyable. I was dying. Anyway, yeah, here I'm finally fixing this little section, create that little hallway for the bathroom and the laundry room. The laundry room is a lot bigger in The Sims than it is in, like, the actual house, but you know what? It's totally fine, and it works, so I just kind of decorated it up to kind of make the room look a little bit more full here. It looks like my Adobe's having some issues catching up, so if I don't speak about what's happening here, it's probably just because I'm having some issues with it clicking through. It's just looking a little bit staticky on my end, and I know it won't be that way once I render it, so it's fine. Oh man, I was trying to pick out couches, and I was trying to smush them together. I wish we had sectionals. Like, listen, I know everyone's excited about university. I'm excited to see university. I want sectionals. Sims team, give me the sectionals, because this would make my life so much easier, and so many people's lives easier. Also, I tried really hard not to use custom content, but there is one bit of custom content that does get used in this build, and it's just a wallpaper color. It's for their bedroom, which you'll see probably in a few minutes. Because we didn't have the shade of green I was looking for with, like, a baseboard painted, so I did use custom content for that. I know, bad Angelia, whatever, it worked, and that's all I care about, so it still looks just fine. Yeah, I'm just kind of doing the living room. Their living room was fairly sparse, so later on you will see me adding a bunch of plants and stuff, just to kind of fill it up a little bit more, and to kind of make it look like an actual house, and like people live there, and they're not just like troll people or something. I don't know. Don't ask where the troll people thing came from, because I don't even know. Also, I feel like I have the hiccups impending right now, and I don't know why. And I'm not happy about it. Oh, also another thing, what's like your favorite Halloween candy? I'm not too big on candy or sweets in general, if I'm honest. I'm just not a sugary type of person. But I really like Butterfinger. Anything with peanuts. So, like, I love Mr. Goodbar. I love Snickers. I don't know. Actually, I'm really not huge on candy. I do really like Carmelo, though. The Cadbury thing. That stuff is super good. I should have gotten some at the store earlier, but I didn't think of it, so that didn't happen. Also, this year we're going to try to carve the carvable pumpkins, not like an actual real one, it's a fake one that we grabbed from Target. I just got my hot knife today, so I'm super excited to test that out. Also really nervous because tomorrow's actually Halloween and like we only have the one pumpkin. So if I screw it up, then it's game over. The blinds were giving me a slight issue there, and I do have to actually go back and fix that later on in this video because apparently something I built got rid of my blinds. And I kind of hate when The Sims does that because then I forget, because like obviously if it's already placed you're not going to go back and check it. Luckily I saw it and I was like, wait, where's all this? And like I think the second monitor, well, it's a TV on the desk that I set up over there, the second monitor like disappeared. It was just, it was a pain in the butt, you know? I think the stairs are actually fixed now. It looks, yeah, the stairs are fixed. Again, I did that off camera, so you wouldn't have noticed, probably. I'm just doing the downstairs bathroom. I just kept it kind of simple because from the looks of it, it was just like, you know, a simple guest bathroom. There's a scene in the movie where like he has to go kill a cockroach or something in there because Katie screams. Totally me, by the way. So, FYI, Scott, you get to kill every single bug that exists because I don't like bugs. They're not my jam. I kind of turned this into like a coat closet, you know, like a hallway closet when you walk into someone's house or whatever. We have one just outside of our garage. I guess rather inside because it's inside the house, but whatever. It's right as you walk in through the garage, we have like a little coat closet. So, there's like a door there in this particular house, and I didn't know what to do with it because we don't actually ever see inside of it, so I just made it into like a little coat shoe rack closet thing. Here's the living room? What? This is the laundry room. It's supposed to be a lot smaller than it is in The Sims, but I needed the room, so, you know, and it had to kind of line up with the living room where like the lamp is and such. I could have like shrunken it a bit, but then there just would have been a little bit too much cramped room, if that makes sense. I don't know. Anyway, it turned out really cute, so I'm not mad about it. I just kind of kept it, again, simple and tried to make it look a little bit lived in, I guess would be the best word, with like the bottles and such everywhere, and I don't know, I think it looks pretty cute. I'm very happy with the little drop light too. Those make me happy. That's upstairs. As you can see, it looks like I have actually redone quite a bit of it thus far, but I'm pretty sure I end up making more modifications to this. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. It's a remodeling time, boys. They do end up getting a little closet in here, which I'm pretty sure is a closet in the movie. You don't ever actually see inside of that room to the left, inside of their master bedroom. My main issue is trying to size things with the bathroom. I hate when Adobe goes all weird in like preview mode. But that's fine. It can do its thing. It's probably just like, why are you playing so much of this garbage? Why are there 16 freaking footage pieces? I don't know, Adobe, because I take forever to build. That's why, and I don't appreciate the judgment. The shower, I actually think I changed the shower color off camera because I was looking at it as I was just trying to fix like some structural issues, and I was like, wait, this blue doesn't make any sense whatsoever, so it does get fixed. Thankfully, because I was like, this doesn't match, because for some reason their bedroom is like painted this weird green, and they continued this green theme in the bathroom. I mean, I guess if you like a dark lime kind of borderline baby puke green, then hey, that's your thing. It's not really my thing, but I don't judge too much as long as I don't have to have it in my house. Yeah, see, this is the issue I was having with the greens. They were always like very saturated or very tealish, so I did use a custom content green, as you can see here, because again, it's like this darker muted lime green, and nothing matched. So don't judge me. Yeah, I'm just adding in rugs because they have a lot of rugs in their house. I noticed. I was like, there's a lot of these things around. Yeah, I think I actually really like the way the bathroom turned out. Just ignore the blue shower for now. I promise it gets changed, and I do fix it. I'm just grabbing the like plumbing and stuff from downstairs because I do like all that stuff to kind of match together. Except I do think downstairs has different cabinets for some reason, and I don't remember why I did that or if I just forgot to change it, which is probably more likely, but you know what, it still works. So that's fine. Again, I have not been sleeping well. I'm a yawn machine. I'm just doing their master bathroom right now. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, I know there are a lot of these movies. I know I've seen the first 3 at least, and I want to say I've seen the 4th and the 5th, maybe? I don't actually remember which one is which anymore. It's kind of like Saw. I've seen every single Saw, but I honestly couldn't tell you which one is which. The only ones I can distinctly remember is Saw 1 and 2. The rest are kind of a blur because... see, the first Saw, it was great because it played like this mind game with you. And that's what I really liked about that movie. And then it became more about, okay, well, how can we kill this person? How much more gory can we get? And to me, gore is not scary at all. It's just gross. It's not scary. It's just disgusting. I was trying to like shift these over, and then I got real lazy. I was like, no, you know, I'm not gonna spend 20 minutes on this. I'm just gonna leave it. But now I kind of want to know. Which paranormal activity is which? Because I don't remember. There are a few I've seen in between, I think. Oh no, on June 19th, 2019, Paramount announced that there's a 7th installment in development. Why though? Like, the reason the first one was good was because, like, it was something different. And to me, the reason I really liked the first one is because... okay, this is a problem I also had with Insidious. Insidious was a great movie. until toward the end where you saw the demon that was haunting the kid. I feel like the idea of the unknown is a lot more scary than something that you can physically see with your eye. So like knowing that you're being haunted and hearing these things going on in your house and like seeing things disappearing or like seeing someone get dragged out of the bed by an unseen force, that to me is more terrifying because you can't see what you're trying to fight against. So it kind of plays this psychological type game with you, and I really enjoyed that, and that's why I did really like the first Paranormal Activity. I put in those digital frames from the Moschino stuff pack because I thought like, okay, well, if a family lives here, they can fill it up with photos, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, and again, that's why I really liked the first Paranormal Activities, because it really played into that fear of the unknown, because what's scarier than something you can't see trying to kill you type thing? I think that's another thing with like Freddy Krueger. I mean, yes, you can see him in your dreams, but if other people are watching, they have no idea what's going on. Also, I'm only mentioning that because I totally just saw Nightmare on Elm Street in the theaters, because they brought it back for like a 2-day thing. It was the original, and I was very happy because you give me an original horror movie and I'm a happy lady. But yeah, let's see, which ones have I seen? I've seen 1, 2, and 3 of Paranormal Activity. I have seen Paranormal Activity 4 because it's funny, that one was actually set in the city I live in Henderson, Nevada. I live in Las Vegas, but like Las Vegas is a city, but there are cities within that city of Las Vegas, if that makes sense. So I live in Henderson, Nevada, not Las Vegas. Technically, even though I do live in Vegas. Let's just pretend that makes sense. Which I always thought was funny that it was set here. And I've seen Paranormal Activity technically 5, the marked ones. That one was actually kind of decent. I actually didn't mind that one. I thought it was kind of funny. I haven't seen the Ghost Dimension one because I had no desire to see it. And then apparently there's a 7th one coming. There are Japanese versions of it. There's so, like, it sparked a lot, which I think is great. I just wish there were more of the psychological games still kind of being played rather than let me repeat the same scare over and over again of being dragged down the stairs or whatever. I'm not a big fan of when movies repeat scares, in all honesty. It's like, you could probably think of something original that I haven't seen before that I'm not expecting. Oh yeah, I was also really happy with like getting the Moschino stuff because we have tripods which fits, I cannot speak, which fits in perfectly with Paranormal Activity. So that was like a main thing for me right then. I was very, very pleased to have that. And here I'm just kind of decorating, kind of trying to fill up the space a little bit more. And whenever you see me sort of pause in the game, like you don't see a lot of movement from the mouse or whatever, it's because I'm looking at photos or scrolling through photos, because what I did, because there aren't a lot of like interior pictures of this house online. I own the movie. So I put in the movie and I screen capped like every single scene of rooms that I need to get to look at and stuff like that. So, you know, obviously some of them are a little bit made up, like the dresser and stuff in their room, like the vanity table, and some of the rooms upstairs. It looks like I'm thinking again here. Yep. I think I was looking at pictures of the kitchen. I was pulling them up, and here I am just kind of expanding it. So again, you do see me kind of doing some construction work. Well, this is when I fixed the roof. Yeah. I'm trying to even pay attention to what I'm doing here. It took me a few tries for some reason to get this the way I wanted it to. Don't ask me why. I don't even know. But, eventually it works out, see? It's all good. I accidentally placed the roof inside the house. I don't know if you guys saw that, but that was totally a thing that I did. But there we go. It's all fixed now. The trick with roofing, at least that I found, a lot of times you have to kind of layer the roofing pieces to make it kind of seamless. They do have a little island in their kitchen where they sit at, so I just grabbed, you know, the island pieces, and you will see some bar stools and such there in a moment. Start getting the cabinets taken care of. They have a lot of cabinets, like, so many cabinets. This area gave me a little bit of trouble. Eventually I figured it out. I really wanted that Parenthood tall piece to actually fill the entire space, but it just doesn't. So yeah, I was trying to layer the pieces and trying to find a different one, but none of the browns matched, and I was like, okay, this looks weird if it's like a dark brown in comparison to the rest of it. So I just grab a counter and change it up that way. I thought that was probably the easiest course of action for me to take. It was kind of a pain in the butt, but you know, it works and it looks fine. I think now we start working on like just cluttering up the kitchen, which sounds weird, but like, you know, adding more lived in pieces to make it look like it's an actual house that people reside in. Luckily, we were almost kind of near the end of this video, which I'm thrilled about because it's so long and I feel like I've been talking for 10 years and I'm getting sick of the sound of my own voice right now. Like, I'm just like, I don't want to talk anymore about this house. I was just grabbing random things just in case I wanted to use them. A lot of these don't get used. As I'm looking at it, I'm like, no, I never used that. I got rid of it. I got rid of that. I kept the dishes. I kept some of the silverware. I think I kept the wine rack too. There were just some things that didn't quite fit. But yeah, most of it I really enjoyed. I actually really like the kitchen area. I really enjoy the way the kitchen looks into the living room because again, you see a lot of those shots in the movie. So I was like, oh my god, this is kind of surreal. And I actually think that their wall color in the actual house in the living room is like a darkish gray instead of blue. But I didn't want to use more CC, so I settled for the dark blue. You know, again, kind of sticking with some dark woodsy colors for the most part. Yeah, see that computer, or rather TV, where I just placed the tissues? That actually disappears at some point, which thankfully I wound up catching it when I was taking screen caps to show for the end of the video, so you guys can kind of get, like, a better picture of the house and see it. Thankfully I caught it at that point, so I was still able to save it and not have to go back into it and, like, blah 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 blah. I caught it. I saw it. I did a good thing. I'm just adding, again, a little bit more lived-in sort of touches, trying to add in, I don't know. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I've been talking for like 30 minutes straight. Looks like I'm looking stuff up. Yup, there we go. And trying to figure out some more placements here. I wound up having a little bit of an issue with some cheat codes. And listen, it's mostly user error because the cheat code where you can unlock the world items, like, you know, the environment items rather, I always forget that you have to tap into the search box in the upper left hand corner of like the bottom panel and just hit enter and leave it blank. I always forget to do that and then I'm convinced it didn't work and so something's wrong with my game. No, it's just me being an idiot. It took me a good 30 minutes to figure that out. I'm not gonna lie. But luckily I did it off camera. So yeah, and I do end up changing the not changing, but adding in a lot trait that says haunted, because, you know, it is haunted. So, of course we're going to have that. Yeah, they have a lot of dark furniture. That's not really my jam. So it's very dark, but it looks very close to the actual house. Obviously, there are some things that are different, especially in certain layouts and the way the house is kind of carved out, I would say. I guess if you want to say it's carved out, but like the way I structured the house. Some of it's a little bit weird. And a little bit vastly different from the actual house, but, you know, that's fine. So I'm just placing, you know, some paintings, again, trying to make it look a little bit more lived in, and they have some funky art and such on the wall. So that's what I was doing. I really liked this piece, so I do end up using this one instead, yeah. I saw it fit them more because she's pretty artistic. That desk right there is actually hers, where she does like her little beadwork and whatnot. We just don't have that in the Sims, so I put like a little summer basket there instead. Just pretend it's like a craft basket. That's what I did. Get the ceiling fan in there. There are actually quite a few ceiling fans, but I didn't add them in just because I forgot. In all honesty, like, I'm just gonna be honest here, I totally forgot. Adding in the bookshelf, they actually have a wall-mounted bookshelf, like with shelving units and whatnot, but we don't have the one I was kind of looking for, so I used this one instead, and it worked out just fine. So, really, no harm done, no foul play. Yeah, I'm starting the living room again. You know, again, we got the furniture in, which was the most important part, and then I go in and start adding little, like, the little details and whatnot. We should be doing the backyard at some point pretty soon, too. There isn't a lot to the backyard, except for, like, you know, some overgrown grass and whatnot. Yeah, drink some water. It's like, I feel like my mouth is just getting so dry. from talking so much. Again, I added a lot of plants because they do actually have quite a few plants in their house. I just wanted to add, you know, a little bit more, make it look a little more festive. Grant doesn't like Halloween festive. I probably should have added some Halloween decorations, but you know, that's okay. It still worked out. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say at this point. Except for you're watching me pick out plants and random little knickknacks here and there. Yeah, they have a lot of rugs. Like, I don't know what the obsession is with the rugs, but they have a lot of rugs. Yeah, I ended up using this one because it's a little bit darker of a shade that I thought meshed better with the shade of the couch. Yeah, I was trying to change the wallpaper color, trying to get a dark gray, but we just don't have as dark as I would need it to be, to where it needs to be almost black, but not quite there. So I left it the blue because I felt like that was a decent compromise. At least there's a little bit of color in the house, aside from just plants. And now we're starting to do the upstairs, which didn't take me too long at all because they have a few guest bedrooms, which are pretty generic in general. So this little room right here I just kind of use as storage because I'm pretty sure in the actual movie this little room is used for storage. There's just some random stuff and boxes and whatnot in there, and shelving units, etc, etc. But this is where like they go up into like the crawl space of the attic and are able to find the picture that got stuffed up there of Katie when she was younger, and all of that fun stuff. Yeah, I'm just adding a few little things in there. It's really not that big of a deal. And see, I did the garage off camera because I was having such issues trying to find those stupid cars because I forgot to hit the enter button on the search bar. So, a word to the wise, always hit the enter button once you do the live edit objects code thing, and you'll be good. You'll be right as rain. You'll be good to go. I was just adding some things to the garage because like we have little workbenches and like counter space in our garage. I was like, I'm just gonna add some stuff because you don't really ever see the garage in this movie, so I'm gonna just make it look like whatever. And some pipes and whatnot. I do add in the alarm just in case any more spirits decide they want to start some stuff. Then we move back in. Actually, looks like I'm doing the backyard now. Hooray! And as you can see, the code worked because we have like a ton of more freaking fences right there. I was having some issues. I think this is where like the computer, well, you know, quote unquote computer screen disappeared. I think it's where a few things disappeared on me was when I was doing this. But I do end up catching it, so you're welcome. I was trying to make like a little trellis overhang roof thing, which wasn't really working out too well. But you know, I kept it, and it's cute, and it works for now. I was having some issues also with placement of the freaking pillars. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it, but I think the backyard came out pretty cute. So again, I'm not too mad about it. Whew, I feel like I've been talking for 10 years. I'm tired, I'm winded. We don't have that much more to go, thankfully. As I've been chatting your guys' ear off for the past like 40 minutes. All in the name of The Sims, so you guys are welcome. And happy freaking Halloween. There will be a Halloween video tomorrow. I do have to record it, probably tonight. I think it's gonna be Asylum. We're gonna do like a little Halloween event for them. Have them dress up. I believe, yeah, see, I pulled all that down. I was messing around with the terrain because there is like, for some reason, this entire part was like all the way throughout the back of the lot, which is kind of odd, but you know, it's fine. Still worked out. I'm still learning with the terrain tools and trying to get the way I want it, because like whenever I select the smaller tool, I feel like it's still like a very large radius and it just affects so much, and I wish I could just kind of pinpoint it, but that's besides the point. I'm not very good at using them yet. We'll get there. But for this build, it was kind of necessary because I do have it. So that's why you're seeing it now, because usually I don't use the terrain tools because I'm just not good at it. I was really trying to angle the pool because I kind of have this like weird circular shaped pool, but instead I just kind of made a funky shape with this pool. And you know what? It works. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for that. Yeah, I'm just, you know, I'm tired. Are you guys dressing up for Halloween? If you've even made it this far in the video, like, congrats. So, like, what are you dressing up as? What's been your favorite costume that you've ever dressed up as? I don't know. Just tell me all about Halloween and how much you like it or don't like it. I am way more of a Christmas kind of gal. I mean, the inside of our house is already decorated. To a certain extent. We don't have our tree up or anything just yet. Probably will soon. I don't know. We're a Christmas family. Always have been, always will be. I like Halloween for the horror movies being on TV, like, constantly. That makes me super happy. Yeah. And I also like the cool weather it brings. Although we have been, like, unseasonably cool this year. Global warming. It's a thing, despite what certain people in politics claim. But we're not gonna get into that idiocy right now. But it's gotten really cold in Vegas. Like, crazy cold recently. We went from, like, 80 degrees to about 50 something within the span of a day or two, and it's been freezing at night. And then we're going right back up next week, so yay. You know, you run out of things to talk about when you're chatting about the weather. Like, just sitting here yapping my face off about the weather, like an idiot. Also, I'm just getting tired of talking, like my jaw is starting to ache. And I feel like it's never ending. But I'm adding some more plants and stuff, trying to, again, make it look a little bit more lived in, like an actual person's there, and not just kind of dotting things around. I really end up liking the rocks a lot, because it fills up quite a bit of space. Just adds a little bit more than, you know, just plain old plants being stuffed around. But I think it looks pretty darn good with the way it came out. Audio and video clock out of sync in Adobe. Well, there's no audio, so that's probably why. There's literally no audio in this video as of yet, until I add this part. But okay. Also, I really like that you can unlock, like, the little glowy things from Realm of Magic. I don't know what, but I'm gonna use it for something. Like, I will figure something out, because that is freaking cool. And I like anything that's sparkly. Because I'm a child. You know, again, just kind of dotting around some plants. I feel like I must have spent a lot of time on this for it to still be on this at 600% speed. Yay. Again, just still filling up space. I keep feeling like I'm hearing a cat. But I'm not hearing a cat because my door is closed unless they're, like, digging on the wall, which is a possibility. I'm just kind of finishing up the outside a little bit here, adding some last minute touches. Like a little bit of lounge chairs and, like, lounge chairs, and then a towel, because it would make sense. There would be a towel, because in the movie they use the pool. So I was like, I'm just gonna put a towel here. That makes sense to me. Makes sense in my little brain. Looks like we're finally coming to the end of this. Are you excited? I'm excited. We have like 3 more minutes of me yapping my face off. And then I will be putting some screenshots at the end of the video, just to wrap it up all nicely, and you guys can see it a little bit better and with more detail. But now I'm just kind of doing the upstairs with, like, the guest rooms and whatnot, which really doesn't take too long, because I kept them pretty standard and generic. I didn't want to add too much, because usually guest rooms are pretty simple and plain, you know, so I didn't want to do too much there. But I think they turned out pretty cute, and they do have yellow and red beds in the movie, so that's kind of what I went with. As you can probably see, I'm looking at photos at the moment. There we go. Now we move in. I decided to grab these, like, debugged items from Island Living of these photos, because they were so pretty, and I thought they'd be great for a guest room, so I was like, I'm just gonna plunk these here. They live in California. It makes sense to me. So my jaw is, like, aching from talking so much. As I'm, like, just sitting here complaining now. But yeah, I'm very happy with the way this turned out. If you guys want this upload to the gallery, I will totally put it on the gallery. Just, again, be aware there is a little piece of CC in the master bedroom, and it's just the wallpaper, which can easily be replaced. I do use quite a few of the packs in this. I wasn't gonna restrict myself. A lot of times I've been trying to restrict myself lately, if only because I know not everyone has all the packs, but obviously you guys can replace whatever you don't have. But yeah, let me know if you do want me to upload this, and I totally will. Even regardless of it being for, like, paranormal activity, for like a fun little Halloween type build. It is a pretty functional, nice house for, like, a bigger family. So I think that would be pretty cool. I don't know, I might use this house in the future, actually. Don't know for who or for what, but I think it'd be pretty neat. Again, just adding a little touches of stuff here and there. That was not grammatically correct. Don't come for me. I'm tired. I'm trying to, like, just stick it out. We only have, like, a minute left. Yeah, I also really wanted to use that stupid flamingo chair. As you can see, it has migrated from downstairs to just being in that random spare bedroom. I had a weird camera moment there, as you guys probably just saw. I don't know what happened, but it was a thing. Just picking a bed, you know, doing as you do. I don't know why I wanted to add a desk in this room, or why I thought it'd be a good idea, but my god, I can't stop yawning. In my head it seemed like a good idea. I don't know. I'm kind of adjusting some more things and adding in some windows, which do require a little bit of adjustments here and there to some of the parts of the house. But since we are finally coming upon the end of this, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a happy and safe Halloween. Let me know what you're being for Halloween. Let me know your favorite candy, your favorite Halloween/scary movie. And let me know if you want me to upload this to the gallery, because I totally will. I had a lot of fun building this. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!